I gotta shut all this stuff. Always be shutting doors. Always forget to shut the door. I'm on a bit of a time crunch today. I gotta leave here in 15 minutes. I gotta be out the door in 15 minutes, which means I can't lollygag. So Egypt was full of really cool stuff, a lot of fun stuff, but I wasn't there just for exclusive self-indulgent purposes. While I was in Egypt, I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to teach a bunch of local kids how to skate. So I wanted to take you with me, as always. So join me as I offer my first international ice skating clinic. First off, I don't know that I'm the authority on teaching kids how to skate. I mean, I can barely do it myself, but I thought, what the heck, give it a go. Someone's got to do it. Better me than all those crazy Canadians. Am I right?
Jonathan Kenny from Ottawa, Canada.
You know Canadians. So, yes, there is an ice rink in Egypt. In this instance, we were skating at the Genoa Mall in Nasser City. A tiny little rink, tiny little 3v3 rink in the middle of a mall. And so the day set out, I was busy in the morning doing some skydiving training, which is a whole other story. After that, I showed up to the rink, and I have to admit to you, I was nervous. I was anxious. This might be a me problem. Like anytime I'm responsible for something else's entertainment, it could be a fish, for example. R.I.P. to Gary. I miss you, buddy. Anytime I'm responsible for something else's entertainment, I get anxious because I want them to have a good time. A part of me was very afraid that the kids would think it was boring and dumb. So I showed up to the event, not like, I would say like 40% nervous energy. And as I mentioned, it was set up so that we would be skating with kids from it was called the Asmarat Heights Affordable Housing Community, and I'm going to butcher this name, the Muwahadeen Orphanage. And it was a lot of them. It was chaos right from the bat. There's probably like 50 kids.
Hey, what's up? How are you? Nice to meet you.
And this is a tiny rink. So I threw on my gear and my GoPro as quick as I could. The second I got my skates on, a mom grabbed me, an older woman. She's a mom. Someone was her kid out there.
Yeah,
And she grabbed my hand and she put my hand in the hand of a girl. Show her how to skate. Take her, please. Take her. So I was immediately partnered with this girl who had dwarfism. And they had these interesting contraptions I'd never seen before, but it was essentially just little two blades that looped over the shoes. So it wasn't like a skate. So I didn't know how that was going to work with like actual skating. So she'd never been on ice before in her life. I just grabbed her hands and started skating backwards and kind of started skating with her. And she spoke no English. So it was very awkward. A lot of me trying to use my like inflection to encourage her. But she was quite hesitant at the start. And we skated around for about 10 minutes, but she slowly got more and more confident, and I got distracted and I got pulled off to somewhere else and some other kid. But I want to make this point of when I first started skating with her, it was the first time she'd ever set foot on ice. But I noticed something like right away with her, and I'll get back to that later. So we spent the day skating with kids, skating around. It was a free-for-all. Some kids didn't even have skates on. They just came out on the ice. There were these little blue things that they would sit on, and you could push some of the kids around. So we started doing that. And then someone had this bright idea to organize a race. All right, we're going to do a race now. Hopefully the battery holds. And it was a lot of fun. It was chaos in the sense that, like, there were kids everywhere and people were zooming in and out, and some kids knew how to skate better than others. There were a lot of people falling, just bodies going down left and right.
A lot of falls. There'll be a lot of sore elbows and kneecaps tomorrow, but a lot of smiles as well.
And no one is wearing elbow pads. If there had ever been an advertisement for elbow pads, that event would have been it. And I remember joking as one of the guys, I was like, so many kids are gonna wake up being like, why does it hurt here and on my hips? But everyone is in such a good mood. And I know I said I was anxious to start, but that quickly melted away. The other thing that melted away was the friggin' ice, because it was like 85 degrees and I was sweating. Oh my God, it was so hot in that rink. I don't know if I'm just a sweaty guy or what, but my God. And the rink just kind of turned into one giant puddle. But I digress. The anxiety just drifted away immediately because you saw how much fun these kids were having. And it was cool to be a part of this moment that was bringing something positive, both to the sport, but also to the lives of local kids. And I got to push around a couple of kids. No one spoke English, so it was hard communicating, but all you need really was a thumbs up, a lot of thumbs up, and a lot of kids just eating it, like falling over left and right. But it was one of the most fun moments I had on the trip. And towards the end of the event, I was kind of skating around, looking around, and I saw the girl I had been skating with earlier in the day. And she was, I kid you not, just ripping up and down the rink. So this has been really awesome. The kids have fallen so many times, but they just get right back up. And I personally had one girl, I took her out, and at first she couldn't even step on the ice, like she couldn't even walk. And I took her around, and like 10 minutes later she was on her own, just skating around. And it's cool to see that. Like, she completely gotten the hang of it. That's pretty rad. This whole thing has been rad. And I'm sweating, and it's embarrassing how much I'm sweating. But, I'm out of shape. What can I say? My buddy? Good? Having fun? Good. You're doing a good job. And it was a really enjoyable moment to be around so many smiling, excited kids. And at the very end of the event, I went to take my skates off, and I sat down next to this kid. And he kind of looked around, and I could tell he was trying to say something. And he looked at me, and he said, "You have made me smile." And he gestured to the rink and to all the people, and I could see it in his face. He was trying to explain how much fun he had had today. And that moment really hit me. And I know that sounds strange, but it was really, really cool to know that I was a part of that happiness. But it also sort of made me sad. And you have to wonder, how often do they get to experience that kind of happiness? I think what hit me so hard was knowing that all of those kids deserve to be that happy every day. Like, that shouldn't be such a unique thing to them. I think to my childhood, being here in Minnesota, skating with my parents as a kid was just a staple of growing up. And I'm supremely grateful for being given the chance to teach these kids how to skate. But a part of me was like, it's not fair. These kids deserve to do this with their families. They deserve to have a family. How do I say this? Life is tough. Life sucks. Life can be a real dickhead sometimes. And I feel like kids shouldn't have to deal with the harsh realities of life at such a young age. They deserve the chance to be happy and to be carefree and to enjoy life every day. And while I don't know their circumstances, a part of me worried that maybe they didn't get to experience this kind of joy on a regular basis. And while it was very rewarding to be able to be a part of that with them, it also made me quite sad to think that, maybe this was a rare event for them. I think above all else, I'm very fortunate, I keep saying this, I'm fortunate to have been given the opportunity to have been a part of that event. And thinking about that kid and how happy he was and how we made him smile, that is something that I can take with me. And I can only hope that the universe takes care of those kids and that they are able to feel that kind of happiness more often in their lives. And I'm grateful to have been allowed to be a part of that happiness, if not for a couple of hours. I also want to just take this moment to talk about why I love the Friendship League so much. Every trip I've gone on, there's been some element of community interaction and goodwill and service that has really left me with a more profound appreciation for life and opportunity, really. What makes these trips so unique is while we have fun and we explore and we do crazy, fun, adventurous stuff, we also give back in some way and to spread the joy of the game. And what I love about these trips is like seeing kids who otherwise would never interact with the game of hockey in their lives. And to see them for the first time do this thing and to watch their eyes light up it's a wonderful moment, and I'm lucky and fortunate enough to be a part of it, and I'm thankful and grateful for that opportunity. Joy is a universal language, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world. When you see a kid experiencing joy, it looks the exact same anywhere in the world. And it's a beautiful thing to witness. And it makes you have a greater appreciation for this notion of opportunity, because everyone deserves the chance to experience joy. And that kid will stick with me for quite some time, and I will think about him for quite some time. And I hope that he experiences that joy many more times in his life. So yeah, that was my day skating with the kids from the local orphanage. It was a wonderful moment, and I'm thankful to have been a part of it. As always, more adventures. I don't know how linearly I'm going to do this. Just know there's a ton of Egypt adventures. So if you like this one, there's a couple more. You can poke around. You can find them. All right. I got to go. I got to leave right now. Like right now. Adios.
See how much I'm sweating? It's embarrassing.
I was trying to say, take a shower.
It's embarrassing. Yeah, this is my level of fitness.